114-109 is the final score as the Wolves protect home court. And now we got a good old-fashioned best of three with the San Antonio Spurs having home court in 2 out of those 3 games. Of course, the big talking point is going to be Victor Wembanyama after just 12 minutes played in this game. He loads up the nastiest elbow we've seen since Ron Artest, and it hits Naz Reid square in the throat area. And shout out to Naz for being a goddamn warrior, because there's no way that I'm getting up from that as quick as he did, or maybe ever. Honestly, I may have been still there. They may have to stretch me out. And I was hoping that maybe for his sake and the fans' sake that he played along with it for a little bit longer, stayed on that floor, because then you really think about if you the referee staff, Naz Reid, dude, like getting a lot of pain. Ultimately, he gets ejected. And the clip that is going viral is Wembanyama hearing that it was a flagrant 2, and he asks Harrison Barnes what that means. Harrison Barnes whispers, "You're ejected." He says, "I'm ejected?" Okay. And he is ejected at the end of the day. They lose this game. And only thing you can really say is that, man, this is a winnable game if you are a team that has Wembanyama. And you got to give a lot of credit to the Spurs because they fought their ass off. Stephon Castle was great. Devin Vassell was great. There was a couple out-of-bounds plays with Devin Vassell, for whatever reason, as one of the sole shooters that was in these lineups, ended up wide open in the corner, and he made one, miss one, but that would have been like a huge swing in this one. So shout out to Devin Vassell. And they fought hard. You know, they had to go small in this one while the Timberwolves went with their double bigs lineups, and it's like, okay, and then ultimately they end up giving up a couple offensive rebounds. Anthony Edwards is a madman. We're going to get to him in a second. But I don't know, again, how the series will unfold for these next 3 games, but if this is the turning point, because we've seen Minnesota do this, right? We've seen Minnesota go in and take a game that they had no business taking if everything was even keel. And if this is the turning point, you look back and say, man, Wemby, bad elbow throw. I have no idea what will happen after this when it comes to Wembanyama. Was it as vicious as Ron's? No, but I could see something potentially happening from the NBA side. Only time will tell. And if that happens, my goodness, Dylan Harper, great in this one as well. Downhill killers, time and time again, but just didn't have enough to get them over the hump. De'Aaron Fox tried to take them home. The De'Aaron Fox experience has been more down than up in this postseason. He did have a 1 game against the Trailblazers, which I think it was game 3. There was no Wembanyama, where in the 3rd quarter he completely takes over and he looks like the guy that you paid however many $1 million to. And this way he tried to do that. He had an early shot clock, long 3-pointer that missed a ton. And I'm like, man, in this game where you're at this point 1 of 6 from 3, I don't know if that's a shot I really want to see you take. It wasn't a good look, and they end up losing. Anthony Edwards is absolutely ridiculous, though. We always make jokes about, Anthony Edwards, superhero, made of vibranium, all of this stuff. They said before this series, they didn't know if Ant was going to play at all. He played game 1 on a minutes restriction. They won that game. He didn't play great. Game 2, same thing. Didn't play the greatest of games. They end up losing. Oh, game 1, he gave us the 4th quarter. We had 11 out of 18. But second game, didn't really give them much. They lose that. The fact that in game 4, after them questioning whether or not he will be able to play at all, in game 4, he plays 40 minutes. Again, 5-6 days ago, he was on a 25-minute minutes restriction. He played 40, and he was gassed down the stretch. You saw it. He was absolutely gassed down the stretch. But he had a couple shots, and I don't know, when he got it going and he's high and he's yelling at the crowd, 16 points in the 4th quarter. He even tapped Mitch Johnson on the stomach after hitting the big-time shot in front of their bench. That is why he is one of the best players in the world, man. Because, again, they were on the doorstep, talking about the Spurs, on the doorstep of taking this game, and the Wolves being down 3-1, and Ant said, no, I am the best player on the floor by a wide margin. I'm going to show you that. There was one point in the in the broadcast where Tarico, I think it was Tarico, said like, Julius Randle has done nothing this game. And I just always think that's funny when the announcers say something like that. Usually they try to, make it seem a little bit better. Oh, he's struggling to find himself. Oh, he needs to get going. Tarico straight up said he has done nothing in this game. And I'm like, dang, that's a bit harsh. But in this one, he did find Rudy Gobert for a huge dunk on a roll there. I think Rudy Gobert also had a M1 in the 4th quarter. Huge win. And then they go back to San Antonio for game number 5 on, what day would that be? Tuesday, I guess. Are y'all scared? I'm kind of scared that we narrowed down how many games, because tomorrow we got 2-game slate. We'll talk about that next when we get back from the next break. But then Tuesday we will have 1 game because the next series is over. We about to get to the point where we're having one game a day. There's going to be a time where there's no games on. There's going to be a gap between this game and that. Man. Shout out to the Wolves. I'm happy that this is turned into a series. I do truly believe that the Spurs are the more talented team, right? You saw that today with no Wembyama, with the fight and the defensive effort that you see from them. But sometimes the talent don't end up winning the series. Sometimes there's some crazy circumstances where the will is the thing that gets you over the hump. And I just feel like through the first series, the Timberwolves have showed that they have the most will of any team in the postseason. All right. That was fun.
Hit subscribe for more news, highlights, and analysis from the NBA on NBC.